And this is the one time I think Miracles is actually heavily favored against Shardless Sultai, which I don't know. To me, that's kind of exciting because traditionally that's not how it goes, and we'll see how it gets played out. Turn one Deathrite Shaman for Lee, a pretty good start. Francis has a lot of expensive spells in his hand, but he does have a counter spell, so that's pretty good, I guess. He's going to be able to fight over this either this Jace or this Gideon. Brainstorm at end step for Lee, it feels like. Yeah, it's going to be end step Brainstorm. He needs to set up his hand. He needs to find a way to kind of interact with Francis on a different axis. He sees Polluted Delta Island, and that could really be anything. And yeah, Lee's going to go ahead and fetch down to 19, shuffling away some of the chaff he didn't need from that Brainstorm. It is technically a perfect Brainstorm only because he gets to, his choice of cards and then shuffles away the top, but he's doing it on his end step, so it is one less card. It looks like he's playing a little cautious with this one island out in play, and he's going to go ahead and get a swamp. He brings Mr. Cellona down to 18, fetches again. Lee is playing with some expedience here. I don't know what the rush is. I guess there's no harm in it necessarily, but Lee's got this. He's got a Shardless agent going right now, so let's get the flips. Bayou does not happen. Thoughtseize might. I mean, this could be a counter spell from Francis, it feels like. So Thoughtseize is on the stack. Yeah, it looks like it's going to go ahead and be a counter spell. And Francis gets he gets an island here. I don't love that per se, but it should be okay. He has another land. Oh, okay, he can get basic planes with that. Okay, that's the reason. That's the main reason why. I didn't know he had that in his hand. So this sounds like a Gideon with Force of Will backup and then a Jace behind it. So Jace and Gideon, best friends again. Oh no, we're gonna get a Gideon in play first. Oh, that's what I thought. That's what I said. So we're gonna get a Gideon in play, and we're gonna get a zombie. Ooh, that's not a real thing. Liliana of the Veil resolves, potentially. Or it's getting cast, I should say. Ooh. Francis does not like it, though. I would not like it either. It's pretty threatening. Lee's got a small board to protect it, so... Land? A 2-drop? Tarmogoyf? Heyo! Tarmogoyf might be pretty huge here, but it is another card that could get met with a Force of Will, but actually, even if it resolves, this Jace can bounce it, and then the Gideon can just plus again to protect itself. And then we have a really sticky spot for Lee. The Shardless Sultai deck falls pretty far behind on Planeswalkers. A lot of decks fall pretty far behind on Planeswalkers, but even with that said, it's not going to matter too much. Oh no, he did not have a Force of Will. Okay, fair enough. Jace comes up. Probably going to Brainstorm, and this Gideon's going to make a guy, and that's a lot of threats. That's a lot of threats. Now, there's potential that Lee potentially has like another removal spell for this Knight. Oh, that was a snap block. Gideon falls to 1. Lee's in a spot of trouble. Even if he resolves a Tarmogoyf, it's probably not good enough. He does resolve a Tarmogoyf, but this Jace is active. And so is this Gideon, really. I mean, that's a big It's a big Tarmogoyf, but is it big enough? Fetch land for Francis. Shuffling the top. I mean, I can't imagine this is anything except a bounce the Tarmogoyf, but it depends on what. Yeah, it depends on what he finds off this brainstorm. That's basically what it comes down to. It doesn't find anything, just more portents and predicts. Or that's a ponder and a predict. It looks like, but he's gonna put both of them on top, which I find kind of interesting. I mean, I would like the immediate value out of those, but I'm not Francis, so this Ancestral is ticking down. Got a Wasteland. All right, all right. It's not enough. Ooh, that's a... that, however, is a Fatal Push. So if the Fatal Push resolves, that means we can get one of these Planeswalkers off the table. Because Francis does not have a removal spell. I would start, personally, I would start with the Jace. He can't know that there's another Jace in Francis's hand, which is the troubling thing, but... if he does manage to get this Jace off the table, the Gideon, you can kind of deal with it. Yeah, it looks like it will resolve. And you could potentially get both here. Wait a second. Is that happening? Francis decided not to force this Fatal Push. So he could potentially lose both Planeswalkers. And I think Lee has to go for it. I think that's the highest upside possible. Oh, no. He just goes for that instead? That's not the worst, but wow. That might be... That might not be good enough. Wow, Lee's finding nothing but blue cards. Not a single Sword Supplanter or Terminus in sight. That is awful. So he could, and he's going to ponder. He's going to put those two on top, one of them being the Jace. He finds, oh, hello, finds a main deck Council's Judgment, which is going to be pretty reasonable here. Council's Judgment. Does it resolve? Looks like it. Oh, but you know what's not going to resolve? This Ancestral Vision. Untap. Cast Ancestral Vision. Going to counterspell. Is Lee incentivized to brainstorm in response? Nope, just draws a card. Yep. Instead, has Grimflayer. Hello. Francis has double Force of Will in hand. Oh, no, he has Force of Will, double Portent. There's the Terminus. Okay. Those aren't Portents, right? Those are Predicts? Those are Predicts. My bad. Oh, he's already at the mana to cast this, and Lee only has one card in hand, so let's go ahead and cast it. Yep. Lee's going to brainstorm in response. It resolves. Fetched land in response? Question mark? Alrighty. Man, this is Fast and Furious gameplay. It's hard to keep up, actually. Not even sure if Francis' life total is correct here. Looks like these creatures are going to the bottom. Does Lee have like a Sylvan Library in the main? I don't believe so. No, not in the main. Nope. Lee untaps, Thought Seizes. He's going to take away... can he even take away Predict here? Like, Predict's great, but this Force of Will means he's not going to get to resolve a spell. Depends on what's in his hand. So the Thoughtseize resolves. Let's go ahead and adjust the life totals then. Goes to 14. Takes the Force of Will. So he's going to try to resolve a spell here. Deathrite Shaman. Interesting. It's not bad. We don't mind it. But this Jace is activated 3 times. Or 4 times. So, yeah, I think Lee should have just gone for the kill both Planeswalkers. Like, you're going to take one off the table. But if you get to take both, like, you're just so far ahead. You know, unbeknownst to him, Francis does have double Jace. You know, he still has a backup Jace in hand, but he's unafraid right now. Let's go ahead and Terminus that away. Lee has no issue. Uptick, you. Sees it, leaves it. Predicted out of the way. Creeping Tar Pit is actually sick too. Go ahead. Fetch land. Ancestral Vision. Ponder. He could still predict it out of the way if he wanted. There's a Snapcaster Mage for him. He's gonna take it. Let's go ahead and fetch out of the way. I guess that's another reason why he can't really do anything about that. But this is quickly spiraling out of control. This Jace Elevator is going up, 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 and Lee has another fetch land into. Oh, Abrupt Decay is not very good here. The Grim Flare probably not good enough here either. But a Baleful Strix. Oh, a Baleful Strix gets both. This and a Snapcaster Counterspell feels like. Yep. Yeah, and Francis is very, very clearly in the driver's seat right now. Like just like original Miracles, like once it turns the corner, it shuts the door so hard on you. All right, Grim Flare on top, leave it there. I've got Swords to Plowshares. I'm not going to kill you that way. Grim Flare, boom. Swords to Plowshares, gain 4. Puts Lee up to 15. Let's cast Portent first. Yeah, I like that a lot better. He's going to Portent his opponent. Yeah, this is where it gets crazy. So Portent is pretty sick. Leave those all on top, and then I think he's going to predict away at least one of those. Yeah, it looks like Lee's done. Lee is, yeah, let's just go on to this next game where I actually have a chance. So, what did we learn there, folks? Miracles, which used to have like a really poor matchup against Shardless, is now suddenly very favored. So, that being said, let's go into the sideboards. I think I like Shardless quite a lot. I think it's just like a really solid deck. I don't think it's better necessarily than some of the other versions of like blue-black control, blue-black X control. Like there's a Grixis one, there's Fuller Color Leovold, which is just the best control deck at the moment, I believe. But I love Grixis. I also love like there are some certain Sultai builds that are not Shardless that are also a little bit better, but Shardless is just, I mean, it doesn't feel any better than just like casting Ancestral Vision for 0. Like, I don't know. It just feels so good. Anyways, let's look at the sideboard for these gentlemen. We've got 2 Diabolic Edict. This is for Lee. My apologies. Got 2 Diabolic Edict, a Vendilion Click, 1 Toxic Deluge, 1 Nissa Vital Force, hello, 1 Baleful Strix, a Duress, 2 Golgari Charm, 1 Grafdigger's Cage, a Fatal Push, Umezawa's Jite, 1 Sylvan Library, and 2 Flusterstorm. I like a lot of these cards. I think you could make an argument for almost all of them. I think you're going to board out almost all of your counter spells. You don't want any of those. They're so awful in this matchup. And even your removal is pretty bad. Like you're gonna board out Fatal Pushes and Abrupt Decays. You bring in Vendilion Click, which is pretty reasonable. I don't mind that. Vendilion Click, Nissa Vital Force might be really good. You can bring in a Duress. Golgari Charm, maybe. Grafdigger's Cage is reasonable against Snapcaster Mage, but that's pretty much it. Sylvan Library, definitely. And you could bring in the Flusterstorms because sometimes you have to fight on the axis. And just having like one that doesn't like doesn't cause card disadvantage is important as well. But let's see. On the other hand, Francis, 2 Aethersworn Canonist, pretty good against Shardless? Nope, that's not true. The Shardless part is an artifact, so he gets to cast one more spell off that, so no. Not very good against Shardless, but could be good against the deck in general. 2 Surgical Extraction, that's okay. 2 Flusterstorm, probably not. 2 Disenchant, can't imagine those. Blood Moon, hello, yep. Blood Moon's going to be good. 2 Pyroblast. Those could be decent because I think the other thing that Lee has going for him is he has Leovold and he has Jace, so... Oh, does he have Jace? Thought I saw Jace. Oh, no, he's not playing Jace. Well, never mind. But yeah, it does beat Leovold, Red Elemental Blast in the same vein, and then Rest in Peace is definitely coming in because it hits. It's going to turn off Tarmogoyfs and Grim Flares both. Looks like Lee's on a mulligan as well, so we could have a really quick game 2 here. Francis, the tap instead of cut. Not sure you can actually do that at Comp REL, but it's happening. Tarmogoyf on the top. Lee on double. Let's see. So we're going to lead with a Thoughtseize. He's... Oh, that's a Death Rite. I'm sorry. We're not leading with Thoughtseize. I think that's correct as well. You never want to lead with anything except Death Rite Shaman. And it looks like... Francis? Oh, he's going to go 3 deep on this... Yeah, he's going to go 3 deep on this Portent. Or on this Terminus. And I think that's correct, obviously. I mean, he's not going to be able to cast it till next turn. And if Lee is on the cast Tarmogoyf plan, yeah, this... oh, boy. Yeah, this upcoming Terminus is going to be pretty good. But it looks like Lee kept in his... It looks like Lee kept in his Force of Will, so we'll see how that ends up going. All right, so on Lee's turn, he's going to get... Yep. Force of Will, pitching Brainstorm. Lee falls to 19, and we've got Instant and Sorcery in the bin now. So this is a 1/2 Tarmogoyf. Oh, there's another one. Look at this. That's all lands on Francis's hand. Lee falls to 17, clears the way, and this is a 3/4 Tarmogoyf. Right? 1, 2, 3. 3/4 Tarmogoyf. Francis takes 3, goes to 17. We do know that there's a Council's Judgment on the top of his library, so this Tarmogoyf is not long for this world. Francis fetches, goes to 16. Does this get the Volcanic? Nope, doesn't. Just kidding. Obviously not. Why would it do that? All right, let's go ahead and eat some things. Probably going to eat the Council's Judgment, yep. So, Lee has a pretty anemic hand. Oh my god, this is what I'm talking about. Look at that Shardless Agent go. Just draw 3 cards. No big deal. I mean, he just unmulliganed himself. How is this not powerful? I don't know. Whatever. Swords to Plowshare. What does Swords to Plowshare do here? It's probably got to hit this Death Rite Shaman, right? This is generating too much card advantage. Oh, there's a Vendilion Click for Lee. Get in for 2. Hymn to Turok. Let's go ahead and eat this guy first. I think that's acceptable. Lee's going to gain 1 life. Goes back to 18. Hymn's 2 lands away, right? Him? Yeah. Those 2 are going. Yep. 2 Volcanics. Oh my god, can he even cast Blood Moon if he has it? I don't think he can. Nope. Not anymore. Draws Blood Moon? That would be like so savage. That would just be one of the sickest beats. Goes to 10 here. And Lee actually has another Hymn to Turok. Right? No? That's not a Hymn to Turok. What is that? Terminus in play. Oh, that is a Abrupt Decay, I'm sorry. Gotta fetch at end step. Oh man, is this the Vendilion Click at end step? I think it is. Speeds up the clock. The clock? What the? Speeds up the clock considerably. Oh, he's going to put away... Oh, wow, he targets himself. Interesting. All right, so now Francis is at 5. Liliana, discard a card. Oh, there's that Blood Moon. Jig is up. He's going to have to... Is that a land? It's not a land. Oh, boy. He draws a Pyroblast. Oh, that's got to feel awful. Discards both Volcanic Islands and draws 2 red spells. Oh, boy. Well, we're off to the races here. I mean, this is, again, they've been playing at a fairly brisk pace. Lee Horn does not mince words. He's just like, I'm going to play pretty quickly. That's just how I play. If you want to play with me, that's what we're doing. All right, let's take a look at this opener. Francis has got a powerful opener. It has a Pyroblast in it, and that he'll actually, under certain circumstances, will be able to cast, but he won't be able to cast that Blood Moon because it's going to turn off all of his lands. He has 0 basics. But he's got a number of other things going on in that hand. Is that a mole? No, that's not a mulligan, right? So if Lee has a good opener here, obviously premier openers are Deathrite Shaman Thoughtseize. He has neither. Oh, it looks like he found another fetch land. So yeah, his Blood Moon is turned on at this point. It's going to turn off some of the cards in his hand, namely Gideon. But if he draws Blood Moon next turn, he's got to cast it. Oh no, I guess he doesn't have to. Lee has Swamp now, and he gets. Oh yeah, Lee is playing in fear of his life at the moment. Lee goes to 19. Does he have a response to this Grimflayer? He does not. Oh, Lee moly. All right, here's the thing about Grimflayer. No, it requires an attack step to be good. Oh, goodness. Are we going to Abrupt Decay? Yes, we are. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, see, that's the scary thing. Is like this could tumble very quickly out of control. He's going to get a Ponder, essentially, every turn. A Ponder he doesn't get to draw off immediately, but he has a fetch land. I mean, he doesn't have it yet, but and this Pyroblast is going to hit the Leovold that's in Lee's hand. But that being said, he's got a Grimflayer active right now. That's 2 types for Grimflayer, so it's a 4. It is a 4/4 with Trample currently. He's going to leave that one on top as well. Oh, Wasteland. Hello. So there's no Gideon next turn. Oh, Terminus, so good. If he fights this, he loses. I think he has to fight the Pyroblast next turn. Or actually, this is a reasonable place to be. Oh, he doesn't have to fight the Pyroblast next turn. I was going to say, I was like, this is a reasonable place to be. He could cast the Leovold next turn after the Pyroblast. That will not be the case. Oh man, things are happening so quickly. I'm like all over the place. I'm sorry, folks. I just really like this matchup. I think it's super interactive, and there's a lot of cool things going on. Yeah, see, oh man, if he didn't pitch that Leovold, oh, does he have another one? No, he can't. He would have played it there. All right, so Francis tanking on this end step Brainstorm. It is his last card, potentially. His last draw card because he has to predict otherwise. But he does want to hit this land drop. He is like highly incentivized because of this Gideon to hit this land drop, and he finds it. So, and it's a basic. I think that's good. I think he wants the basic plains, yeah. Because if he has plains island, he can kind of work with that. So he's gonna find the plains, but gonna fetch this one away for the other island. I think just regular island. Oh no, I guess not. I guess the Blood Moon is not very good right now. I'm playing with a lot of that in mind. I think Blood Moon's so sick right now. It's just like one of the best spells. But this is going to be pretty hard to beat. Even a Maelstrom Pulse from Lee is not going to be good enough, even though he doesn't have it. He doesn't even have it in the 75. Nah. Nope. Doesn't have it in the 75. Has to beat a Gideon now. Lee fetches down to 17. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, Francis is at 17 as well. Underground Sea comes into play. We get a Brainstorm with another fetch land in the back. So there's another. Okay, we've got some things happening here. I think we have to put this. Is that Nissa Vital Force? Ooh, that's pretty decent. Francis has a second Gideon in hand, so he could actually minus this Gideon, play another Gideon next turn, and I think that's crazy powerful. But he could just attack. I mean, that's like all good things, I suppose. So we're going to start with this Grimflayer, and then pass the turn, I want to say. Gideon's so good in Portent Miracles. Like the times where you oh, that's a source of pleasure. The times where you actually activate the Miracle on Terminus, like your Gideon's never active, so you just attack with it like all the time. But it looks like here Francis is playing for the long game. I mean, that's correct. He is playing for the long game. He's gonna have to beat a lot of this card advantage out of Lee's side of the table. But the problem is, Lee's behind on the board. He doesn't have a single threat. He's gonna need to find a considerable amount right now. And look at he just found Liliana Ancestral Visions and the land. Not good enough. Missile Vital Force, I believe, got shuffled away. It's not good enough right here. That's for sure. I do really love that, but it's definitely not good enough here. I guess it could have brought a permanent back from his graveyard, but that doesn't seem very good. I guess getting a Shardless Agent's not the worst. If it's just like a really big E-Witness that Francis has to attack next turn, that like partially fogs, I still think I'd rather have E-Witness, to be honest. I mean, E-Witness gets any card, right? But it's just not good enough because it's not a Planeswalker, I suppose is what happened. Lee tanking on this Brainstorm. I don't foresee a place that you can cast both those cards and come out ahead. The Liliana is going to get attacked down, either by tokens or by Gideon itself. And then the Ancestral Visions is, I mean, good luck. You got to wait a long time for that to pan out for you. And Lee's thinking the exact same thing. He's like, I mean, this could be good, but could be won't win me the game. Like, I need it to be good. I think he's just going to have to shuffle 2 lands away. I mean, he has to keep spells. There's no reason to not keep spells here. So he keeps both his spells, and then he's going to have to... Oh, was it not a vision? I thought it was... Is this a Brainstorm? End step? Oh, no. He's just untapping it with the rest of his lands, I guess. Finds a polluted Delta. So... Nissa Vital Force... Hey, you can play a standard Planeswalker, so can I. All right, Ancestral Vision resolves. It looks like Lee did get back that. Lee did get back his Shardless Agent, and he's gonna go ahead and cast this. Cast this Ancestral Vision here. All right, so we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose Nissa Vital Force, and then the other token's just gonna go straight towards Lee's life total. Puts him down to 17 due to the fetch land. Let's see. Is that a Rest in Peace? Yep, Rest in Peace comes into play. All of those things are gone. Draws. We've got a Shardless Agent. Let's see what happens. Sylvan Library. Hello. All right, so this is potentially his way back into the game. Sylvan Library could do some work here, but I don't think Lee has enough to deal with these tokens. And there's a Blood Moon. Yeah, that's going to be... that might be lights out. Shipping in with the team, Lee falls to 11. And I mean, maybe it's not, because he can get a basic island here, but Francis is under a little bit of... I mean, I don't think he wants to put himself under. All right, Sylvan Library. It's got to be big. He probably can't pay the 4 either way. or 8 for that matter. But all right, so there's another Shardless agent getting set up by him to Turok. Oh, hello. Yeah, just get rid of both of those. All right, so him to Turok, is that a start? I don't think so. There's just too much stuff on Francis's side of the table. Francis is going to go ahead and fetch. Goes down to 16. Tarmogoyf officially not an out here either. It is a 0-1. I wonder if Lee has... Oh, he does have something for this Rest in Peace. I think he either has Golgari Charm or Abrupt Decay in hand. Yep. Attack you for 8. Block 2 of them. All right. Oh. Oh, he's going to regenerate his board. Or maybe just... Oh, no, he's going to -1/-1 the team. Okay, that's also pretty good. He just takes 2 instead. He's going to fall to 9. Makes a guy... Oh, man, this is going to be kind of rough. So we've got a lot of blockers, actually. So Lee has kind of... Nope, he hasn't kind of taken this back. That's a Jace. So Jace is going to bounce one of these. So it's going to bounce a Shardless Agent, and we're going to get in with the whole team. All right, and to not lose the game, he blocks 2 tokens. Yeah. He's only going to take 2, go to 7. Ancestral Visions. All right, so Ancestral Visions, upkeep, draw. Yeah, there we go. Lee needs a lot of help here. Yeah, Miracles needs a lot of help here. All right, so this is a complex interaction. I mean, Sylvan Library does technically say it's like paying life for cards you've drawn this turn. I want to say I'm not 100% sure. I do have a judge ready at the table, so we were kind of aware that this might be an interesting call, or at least some facet. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening right now, and I think Lee's just figuring it out. Doesn't look like it, though. I mean, this is a game 3, boys. Hmm. All right, so I don't... Well, Fortunately, I can't know for certain how that resolved, but it seems like he... I don't know. We'll see. Shardless gets a Tarmogoyf. Liliana. Sack a guy. All right, Lee has some game here. Ponder. All right. Ponder yields nothing. Deals another land. Three mana. Is this a council judgment? It is. Oh gosh. 1, 2. Force of Will. Puts Lee to 6. Captain Force of Will, huh? Jace. Oh, he's gonna brainstorm. Does he have to find a way out? He might. I mean, this Tarmogoyf's a 0/1. It's not really doing anything. All right, let's see where this ends up getting them. Francis falls to 15 from a fetch land. Brainstorm was the spell he drew off of a Ponder. Finds another Jace and a counter spell. Probably not going to be good enough, to be honest. The problem is Francis cannot get rid of this Liliana. Or I mean, he can't get. He's going to lose a Planeswalker here. Actually, he can't. Oh wow. Okay, so this is big. This is a turn. There's a him and a brainstorm, and is that another threat? It's a Leovold. Counterspell. Oh boy. I mean, what are you going to do? The Liliana. I mean, he can't take up with the Liliana there, so. Bounce the Tarmogoyf. Jace. Bounce the Shardless Agent. Attack you for 7. That's game. Wow. Francis Cellona takes it at the end there. All right, pretty good stuff. Portent, Miracles, Shardless Sultai. It was a neck-and-neck fight. There were a couple missteps on both, honestly, on both players' sides, but we saw some good magic. I'm pretty happy with that. So if you guys like the content, please like, follow, and subscribe. This is Chris at Fire and Dice Games. You can find us on YouTube at FAD Games. You can find us on Twitter at FAD Games. And guess what? You can find us on Facebook at FAD Games. Please like and follow. We'll see you guys for round 6.